Hey everybody, this is Sherman, and this is the Nevada Conservative. Boy, we've got screwed up on this. Still not screwed up on this. That's all right. We're all good. Folks, I want to welcome you all to the broadcast today. And this is going to be an interesting broadcast. We're going to talk today a little bit about the candidates, where they stand on some of the most important topics of the day. I hope you're able to stick around for the entire broadcast today. But before we get started, let's talk a little bit about the most probably consequential information or news that has happened over the last couple of days, and that was President Donald Trump. He has been, this was one of the most terrible things that ever happened. He was found guilty on 34 counts of everything starting from basically being the dog catcher to the baker to the candlestick maker. So the president has said that he is going to fight all these convictions. And an interesting thing about it, if you look in some of the local papers, particularly here in Las Vegas, you find out that they say that President Trump took a hit. Yeah, they said he took a hit as soon as he said that, or they said that he was guilty, that he lost, like 17%. They did a poll, and the poll said that people who likely voters who said that if President Trump was convicted, that they would not vote for him. But the crazy thing about it is, folks, is that there were 10% of those folks, or even more than that, said that they were going to vote for the president because he was found guilty. So what that amounts to is basically it's a wash. Then we actually had on his presidential website and on the Win Red website, and we really encourage you to go to this, folks, to go to donaldjtrump.com, I believe that's what it is, or just Google it, and you will be able to give to the president's cause. Interesting thing about this, folks, is that I think in 24-hour period, something like that, a little over 24-hour period, they raised over $50 million. Yeah, it's just unheard of, just a record-setting amount of money that they raised. And so just the president's been doing awesome. They're probably going to they're going to have to do something. This is not good. The judge who's involved in this whole thing, his name is Juan Merchan. He has said that he is going. He's not alluded to whether or not he is going to how he's going to sentence the president. And that's the scary part about it, is we don't really know. We don't know what he's going to do. The president has said that, hey, guess what? We are going to do everything we can to win back the White House. We're not stopping. We're going to appeal this, which is all wonderful and it's all well and good. But unfortunately, there are some major obstacles here, just major obstacles here. And that's the problem with this whole thing. The main obstacle is that Democrats are basically saying that, hey, they're going to do everything they can to try to kill Donald Trump. Lawfare. We call that lawfare. And so we're in a scary place right now in America, and you just got to really keep your eyes open for what is going to happen. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in our next segment. We're going to run a little long here today, folks. We generally do a very short show, but we're going to actually do a little longer show. It's kind of a new format. We'll be back in just a second for a little bit more of the Nevada Conservative. This is Sherman Ray. We'll be back in a second. Let's do this. Oh, there we go. All right, we are back, folks. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the Nevada Conservative. I hope you're be able to join us, folks, and talk a little bit more about Donald Trump and what he's been going through. As we were saying in our last segment, about how the president is actually going to deal with this whole thing with the being found guilty on 34 counts, and what things happened after the verdict came in. What we believe is going to happen is that the presiding judge, Judge Juan Merchan, he's probably going to sentence the president to the maximum he can. See, this is all about, it's not about fairness, because generally in a case like this where a man has never been arrested before, it's a non-violent crime or something like that. What happens, they give him a fine or probation or something like this. But this is a whole different thing. This is a whole different set of circumstances. Donald Trump is the presumptive candidate for the Republican Party. And the whole idea behind him going to jail in the first place, or him being, oh, there's a bug that's just flying around my face here. The whole idea behind him being trapped in all these court cases is to get him off of the campaign trail. Right now, Joe Biden, current president, sitting at 1,600, is behind in all the polls, save one. So one poll he is not behind in. And if the election were held today, Donald Trump would walk away with the presidential nomination, or the presidential race. So Democrats are running scared. They're apoplectic about this. They don't know what they're going to do, but they do know this, that Donald Trump is going to probably trounce Joe Biden. So they've got to do something about it. So what better way can they do it? They're going to try to put him out of business completely. They've spent all this money trying to keep him embroiled in jury trials, and nothing seems to work. So now they're probably going to do what Harry Reid did back a few years back, and he's going to exercise the nuclear option. I can see it now. Look for this now. I know I'm not the first person who said this, but I did think about this probably 3 or 4 days ago, that the Democrats have gone as far as they're going to possibly go, and they're going to probably use the nuclear option on Donaldus Maximus, and they're going to put him in jail. And so we're going to have to do something, folks. I'm telling you right now, if you are a patriot, you're out there and you want to see this stopped, you've got to do something. And we suggest that, one, you donate money to every candidate. I know we've already started doing the same thing with our money. We've been donating to candidates. But we need to get boots on the ground, helping people get to the polls, helping people mail in their ballots. If need be, pick up their ballots for them, ballot harvest for them. It's legal. We can actually do that. Help them legally. You need to get out there and start harvesting ballots from Republicans. Go to your neighbors. Talk to them about it. Here's interesting thing about it, once again, is that the Democrats have already got a ground game in place. They've already got people who are what do they call them? They're ready and willing and able to go out and do the work that it takes to ballot harvest and harvesting ballots and that kind of stuff. I mean, they've made an industry out of it. So we're behind. But anything they can do, we can do better. And if it's legal, folks, we need to get out there. You need to vote early. If you've not voted yet, you still have time to go vote. Get out there and vote. Get out there and vote Monday. Okay? You've got to do something, but we cannot lose this election. Also, and we're going to talk about this in the next segment, we're going to be talking about some of the candidates, especially in the senatorial races here in Las Vegas, or the state of Nevada. We're going to talk about some of the issues that are near and dear to our hearts, and we want you to be informed about it, tell your friends about it, and then help them vote. Okay? Don't leave it up to don't leave it up to people trying to be cool. They're not cool. Okay. All right. So we'll be back in just another second, folks. This third segment, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the candidates that are out there, and we really encourage you already to go to our website at thenevadaconservative.com. That thenevadaconservative.com. We're starting to put up articles. We revamped our website, and so we're starting to put articles up there all the time. Also, you can follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you can just be a part of the show. Anyways, this has been Sherman Ray for the Nevada Conservative. Like I said, stay tuned, folks. We'll be back in a second for our next segment. Okay, folks, we're back. This is Sherman Ray, and this is the Nevada Conservative Show. We're finally getting the show back on the road. Some of you are probably thinking, man, where did you guys come from? We just didn't know you guys were out there at all. Well, we actually did have the show on a few years ago, actually, of the last election cycle. And we actually started the show back in, 2015, something like that. So it's been about 9 years we've actually had the show on. And we've just not, we just haven't done the show in a long time. But we decided, especially in light of the election that we just saw, this travesty. Oh my gosh! Did you guys see? You saw him, yeah, yeah. It was amazing how gleeful. I heard somebody's off the camera here, and they were Democrats were so gleeful when President Donald Trump was found guilty, and which is kind of scary. It's really kind of sad. It's nobody should be happy about what just happened in this country. It just shouldn't have happened. As I said, we're going to talk a little bit about some of the candidates that are running for office right now. If you haven't gone to our website yet, you can go to our website at www.thenevadaconservative.com and you can check it out. And it's a Wix site, but definitely we have a Carrie Buck is going to be defending her seat. I'm going to go to that side right now, as a matter of fact. No, and just put in the Nevada Conservative. How do you spell conservative? There you go. And the article is. So if you look on the website, and it's Carrie Buck's opposition is. Her opposition is not what Nevada wants, is the title of it. And one of our staff writers wrote this, and Carrie Buck is going to be running for Senate District 5, and it's from what Democrats say that it is a toss-up. It's if you're going to flip a seat, this is the one that they're going to be heading for. She's running against a couple of people. One's Jennifer Atlas. The other one, what's this guy's name? Gosh, what's this guy's name? His name is Bishop. His last name is Bishop. I forgot the guy's name, to tell you the truth. Christian Bishop. And so Christian Bishop, so let's start with Allison, Miss Atlas. She is a former, she actually is currently, she's a current competitive ballroom dancer. Wow, that's pretty cool. Competitive ballroom dancer turned paralegal and a lobbyist. So she's a dancer who helps out in a law firm, and she's a lobbyist. She's a preferred choice of the Nevada Senate Democrat caucus, and she was endorsed by Emily's List. Oh gosh, Planned Parenthood and Planned Parenthood Votes, and the Nevada AFL-CIO. So this girl is she's a card-carrying member of the AFL-CIO, it sounds like. She loves to kill babies because she's endorsed by Planned Parenthood. Emily's List, the same thing. Okay. Definitely, is that what America wants? Is that what Nevada wants? It's very telling. You got to make the choice. The other guy, his name is Christian Bishop. He's an esports consultant, which means he probably plays video games. Esports. He's an esports consultant, an entrepreneur who appeared on a season of The Bachelorette. Oh, interesting. Has a backing of the Culinary Union, Nevada State Education Association, and several veterans groups. Wow. Okay. So this is interesting. So this guy is an esports consultant. He's an entrepreneur, so he's got a business mind. But Atlas's campaign sent to voters a mailer calling Bishop completely creepy, seriously disgusting, and highlighting claims made by two women on She's All Back or Bach podcast focused on The Bachelorette, that he requested nude photos. Oh my gosh. He requested nude photos, canceled their hotel rooms after they wouldn't have sex with him. Wow. That's pretty amazing. Wow. Even more insightful details. This was actually an article written. We linked to this article on the Nevada Conservative website, but this actually came out of the Nevada Independent, and I think the Nevada Current actually picked up on it too. Wow. They said more insight. Bishop disclosure about the newcomer to the state made it clear what kind of cloth this candidate cut from the Nevada Legislature Victory, a PAC whose money, or a political action committee, whose money largely comes from sitting Democrat state senators, sent an even more aggressive mailer attacking Bishop for allegedly pressuring a young woman for sex. Oh, dear Lord. So is this what Nevada wants? I would say you've got to make the choice here. So here's the problem we have here in Nevada and across the country, is we expect and we want to see great things happen in our state. You know, we were predicted by the year 2000 to have flying cars, doing all these great things. You know what we've gotten so far in 2024? A watch. Literally a watch. Okay? And why is that? Well, it's because we're settling for, a guy who's these people. Okay? We need in the state of Nevada to be the forerunner, the leaders in certain tech. Okay? We live in a desert. We could be doing so much we could be on the moon right now with the tech that we could and should have developed by now. But we haven't, because we've been dinking around with candidates and people who say they're representing us who probably shouldn't be. So that's Carrie Buck's opposition. Or you can see that article, as I said. You can go to our website at thenevadaconservative.com. You can check that out. There's also an article that's talking about candidates who are running for Senate District 3. And we're going to be focusing more on the Senate side, because what Democrats are trying to do is they're trying to get a supermajority in the Nevada State Senate. And if they do that with a Republican governor, which means they can override any veto of Governor Joe Lombardo. And that's what Democrats want. They want to be able to run roughshod over the wills of the people and push an agenda driven by liberal ideology. And we can't have that. So we've got a couple of folks that are running in Senate District 3. Rochelle Nguyen, who declined an interview in this one, and Gio Hughes. He's prominent. Wow, okay. So Gioconda, her name is Gioconda Hughes. She's a nurse and a daughter of Culinary Union local former secretary treasurer. Who cares? Squaring off in the primary against Rochelle Nguyen, Las Vegas, an attorney appointed to the open Senate seat in 2022 after a 4-year stint in the Assembly. So some of the things, and we're going to actually list some of the stances they have on these some of these thoughts. One of them, though, that I really believe that is something that is very near and dear to our heart, especially as conservatives, is so and I'm reading part of this article that we found in one of the other newspapers, and it says at an IFC meeting last August, Nguyen joined other Democrat lawmakers in opposing using federal pandemic money to fund a school choice scholarship program. She said that at the time that the need for more funding looked like a manufactured crisis that was created to expand this program. So here's the problem. So school choice is something that we as a nation need to embrace. We've got, our schools are failing. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The funny thing about it is that if you go to Washington, D.C., and I was talking to the school specialist about this, if you go to Washington, D.C., and you ask 50% of the people that are living there, especially the leaders, the people, the senators, congressmen, what schools are going to, half of their kids are going to private schools. You can go down the line and find out where these people are sending their kids to school, sending them to private school, but then they turn around and they tell their constituents, you don't need private schools. You don't need charter schools. You don't need better education. You just need to shut up and follow what our dictates are. This is wrong, folks. It's wrong on many levels, but we as a nation need to embrace school choice. Not only just embrace school choice, but do everything we can to get our kids educated. We're not beholden to the school, the NEA. We're not beholden to any teachers union because our children come first. I just had a granddaughter graduate from high school a year early. The reason why is because we pushed her. Okay, it wasn't because her school was the best school in the world. It's because we pushed her year after year after year to become a great student. If we had let her just go, like all the other kids in school, she might have not been able to graduate early. And she did. She graduated early with honors. And so we're very excited about that. But we're not atypical, folks. We focus on education in our household. We really focus on it. By and large, most folks leave it up to the schools, and the schools, unfortunately, are failing our kids. It's not like they're not trying. The vast majority of the teachers out there are just fantastic people. I know many teachers. They're fantastic people. But they're in a system that is broken, and a system that is not trying to teach the kids reading, writing, and arithmetic. They're teaching them gender studies, and they're teaching them LGBTQ and diversity and multiculturalism. Okay, in the real world, guys, guess what? That is not going to get you. It's not going to get you the job, and it's definitely not going to get us. This is what it gets you. This is what our educational system gets us: a watch, when we should have flying cars by now. Okay, so we need to begin to focus on these candidates that are here, folks. In the next couple of weeks, we're going to be you're going to be going through the general election, which is coming just like literally right around the corner here, and you are going to be asked to vote for people who represent your values and your vision of what the world is going to be, and especially here in the state of Nevada, we've got to get our stuff together. Okay, so I want to thank you all for being a part of the show, folks. It's been fun to be here with you guys once again. And when we come back, folks, which is tomorrow, I believe, we'll try to do a show on Monday. We'll take Sunday off. We are going to really focus more on more of the candidates because we've got a lot of work to do. This has been Sherman Ray, and I'm a Nevada Conservative. We will see you again Monday. Thanks a lot, folks, for being a part of the show. Bye-bye.